Journey with me to a time before the annihilation of the Saiyan race. The place is planet Vegeta, and its king, King Vegeta, is having to deal with a new threat far beyond anything that he's dealt with before. This threat's name is Frieza. As the strongest warrior of a warrior race, King Vegeta has been having a hard time accepting the authority of Frieza. But this alien tyrant's power was beyond anything the king could have ever imagined. Because Frieza allowed the Saiyan hierarchy to stay in place, and because many of the Saiyan elites decided to stay loyal to their Saiyan roots, King Vegeta decided that the best course of action was to fall in line under Frieza's control while trying to find a way to secretly get rid of that monster. To ensure his subservience, Frieza takes King Vegeta's son, Prince Vegeta, under his direct command. Hello guys, my name is Dooley, and today I will be sharing with you chapter 1 of a story unique to this channel. The story of Ragnarok and the role it played leading up to the almost complete annihilation of the Saiyan race. Immediately after taking control of the Saiyan race, the Saiyan warriors were put to use. They were sent out in squads to conquer planets under the name of their new leader, Lord Frieza. One such squad included a member of King Vegeta's royal guard, someone who was loyal to the king over Frieza. And after a difficult mission, he returned with news beyond anything the king could have hoped for. "My king," he said, "we have found something remarkable." "What is it?" replied King Vegeta. The soldier pointed to an item a few feet behind where they stood. "This, my king," he said. "And what makes this remarkable?" said King Vegeta, turning his gaze to the item currently in the back of the royal throne room. At first glance, it appeared to be something created out of rock and metal. However, created wasn't the right word, because this item looked like it was plucked right out of the ground. But there was simply no way an item like this could be formed naturally. It stood about 6 feet, slightly taller than the king himself. Its base was covered in a dark, glossy material, while closer to the top, the item appeared semi-transparent. Directly in the middle, the king could see what appeared to be a star-shaped item, a little smaller than the size of his palm. Weirdly enough, this star looked the same from all angles and was completely frozen, but radiant. "Is that a jewel?" he thought. Around that star, there were 3 barrel-shaped holes into the surface of this item. The king thought that there may have been a slight glow to it all. "Let me show you, my king," replied the soldier. The soldier lifted a slab of black iron that was laying behind this mysterious item. Black iron was a material used by Saiyans long before the arrival of Frieza. It was incredibly dense and strong, but relatively lightweight. Only a ki blast from the strongest warriors could penetrate black iron. But this material was extremely rare, and because of that, its use was limited to the king and his royal guards. The soldier placed the dark iron on the floor in front of the item. He then stepped around to the back of the item. King Vegeta could barely see him through the translucent top. The soldier then placed his hand on the back of the item right behind where the star was located, and very calmly said the word, "Destroy." Immediately, a dark purple ki began to form in front of the item. This was unlike anything King Vegeta had ever seen. He knew this ki was dangerous, but yet he couldn't sense it. In less than the blink of an eye, the ki then hit the dark iron in front of the item, and instead of shattering, the dark iron began to disappear. Purple glowing flakes rose and then vanished into the sky. Within less than a couple seconds, it was as if it had never existed. "My king," said the soldier, "no matter what we've tested this on, living or dead, creatures of all different size and power, the same thing happens every time. They are completely erased." King Vegeta couldn't hide his astonishment. He immediately knew what this meant. It was a glimmer of hope, a chance. His men may have just found a way to permanently get rid of Frieza. Meanwhile, On a planet not too far away, Whis and Beerus are having a conversation. "Lord Beerus," said Whis, "it seems the Oracle Fish was right. Someone has been using Hakai energy here. I can sense it." "Well, can't you just look into your staff and tell me who it was, Whis?" replied Beerus. "Well, unfortunately, because of the nature of Hakai energy, I can't do that. But I can tell you that it was just recently used close by." Back on planet Vegeta, right outside of the king's throne room, King Vegeta is talking to his soldier. "I want it locked in the royal vault," he said. "No one is to be allowed in for any reason other than myself. There will be no more testing. We don't want to draw attention to it. But still, we'll need at least 2 royal guards guarding the vault at all times." "Understood?" "Yes, my king," said the soldier. He then turned and began down the palace hallway with this new weapon behind him. King Vegeta watched him disappear around the corner, then opened the doors in front of him and stepped back into his throne room. Immediately, he noticed someone sitting on his throne and a tall figure standing next to him. "How dare you? What is this? Who are you?" he said. "I don't like your tone," replied the figure. "And for a king, you sure have an uncomfortable throne." Lord Beerus stood from King Vegeta's throne and slowly walked over to the king. "I am a reasonable god," Beerus said, "but if it's one thing I won't tolerate, it's disrespect. Now kneel." King Vegeta could feel the rage starting to boil up inside of him. He was getting ready to blast whoever this was to the depths of hell, until he noticed a dark purple key beginning to form at the very edge of one of this being's fingertips. King Vegeta quickly realized that this was the same type of key created by the item that was just in his throne room. He immediately fell to his knees. He knew he was outmatched. "What a clever king," said Beerus. "Do you know who I am?" "No," replied King Vegeta. "I am Beerus the Destroyer, God of Destruction of this universe." King Vegeta felt his heart sink. God of Destruction? This is a title only talked about in legend, the destroyer of everything. How could this be real? "I'm here," Beerus continued, "because someone on your planet has been using Hakai energy, the power of the gods, and you are going to tell me who that person is." Guys, this concludes chapter 1 of the story of Ragnarok. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment below and let me know. If you're looking forward to chapter 2, then hashtag Ragnarok chapter 2 in the comments as well. Dooku, I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support. I'll be talking to you again real soon. Bye.